in Germany. This is my amazing husband. In fact, one of my very big testimony on Nsppd. I wrote it down. I still have the email whereby I said, God, I want a very amazing husband, a husband that will love me, a husband that will cherish me, that will pamper everything I've missed. I want God to restore and give me a man that will cherish me, love my children like his own. In fact, God did exactly. In fact, above. God did exactly. You see this man right here, Pastor Jerry. Hey, he's my answered prayer. This is my Nsppd first testimony. In fact, you know, see how amazing God is. This man came into my life after that furnace of answered prayer. He came into my life July 13th, and he said to me on the phone that very day, "You are my wife." I said, this my husband wanted to buy gold. He wanted to buy gold, and he reached out to that my sister that, do you have anyone that you know that you can introduce to me that sells gold? And he said, of course, my sister. That was me. That she was telling him that I have 3 kids and all that. And the exchange number, he called me and I was driving. I said, oh, sir, can you give me some moment because I'm driving at the moment so I can share with you some designs and all that. And afterward, he kept on asking, are you done? I was talking on the phone, and the very first thing he said, I don't understand, this is God, error. This man said, the way you sound, that was his first, the way you sound on the phone, something is telling me that you are my wife. I'm like, mister, you want to buy gold though? I was just being playful that day. That you want to buy gold though? Which one is you are my wife? I said, me, I have 3 kids, oh. I'm a single mom, I have 3 kids. It was like, even if you have 5 kids,
yeah, I said, even if you have 5, I'm
going to marry you. Yeah. That was what he said. And that was it. In fact, today, this man did not buy that gold. I am the gold. I am the gold this man bought. In fact, we did not do anything about gold. And that very day, he proposed to me. That very day of our first meeting, he proposed to me. And August, we got married in Nigeria. It was beautiful. It was gloriously beautiful. In fact, I was super happy. And that's how God did it. And when the devil wants to raise his head again, the devil says, oh, there's no way. You guys cannot reunite. I was praying. I was doing everything. All the visa I was applying for, coming to Schengen zone, it was getting denied. And this is me, that I'm getting visa for people to this same country. But for me to reunite with my husband, it was so difficult. Yeah. And my husband said, this is the high time. What did he say to me? He said, I should start going to Abuja. Go to Pastor Jerry. Go to Pastor Jerry. So my husband said, go to Abuja. And as God will have it, my first child, my daughter, was invited to Abuja for a show because she's a model. So we got to that Abuja. My very first Sunday, I said, I'm going to Abuja today. I must be on Nsppd ground. That's how we got there. My husband was online. Yeah. My husband was literally recording everything as I'm entering everything. He recorded it. And as I put my feet into Nsppd ground, the first testifier, the man, testified of the same thing I came for, that he has been trying visa, but he kept on getting denied and all that, and God answered. Immediately I entered, that was the first thing I had. I said, God, now I know that you are here. I applied for a visa to Schengen zone. My goodness, 5 days. 5 days, this visa came out. I cried. I was even thinking it's a joke. As I was driving, the person just called me that your passport is out. I said, hey, I packed. I was shivering. I said, 5 days. Why would they come? Why would they call me that? I just submitted in 5 days ago. What happened? Is it that they denied me again? My husband said, wait. Just calm down. You are driving. Pull over and see what the person has to say. The person said, you can't come today. Come tomorrow morning to come and pick it up. I was shivering. First thing, the second morning, I picked up my car, boom, all the way to the island, VI. I picked up the passport, I opened it, I said, what God cannot do does not exist. Indeed, we dey pray, he dey show. Thank you, Pastor Jerry. Thank you so much. Thank you for this.
Thank you so much for listening to the end. Please like this video, share it with someone, and kindly subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for your support. God bless you.